Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.
Attention parents and coaches. Do you wish you had a safe social media platform for your youth athletes? Fortunately for you, there's a revolutionary new app that helps with just that. Introducing Small Player, Big Play. Small Player, Big Play app provides young athletes, parents, and coaches a user-friendly sports social media platform. The app allows users to connect with friends, make new friends, create groups, text, chat, and post pictures and videos of you and your teammates participating in your favorite sport or activity. To begin, users can simply download and sign up for the app using an email account. Younger users have the ability to sign up using their smartphone and a parent's email address. From there, users can begin to interact and engage with other users of the app. Small Player Big Play app also gives users the ability to live stream full games and events. You can live stream your event so that friends, family, or anyone in the world can see you in action. Users can also share posts from the app to their other social media accounts like Facebook and Twitter. What are you waiting for? Get in the game and share your love of sports with the world. Download the Small Player Big Play app today.
I would recommend becoming an official because you can feel like you're a part of a sport that you love.
We officiate for the athletes and for the sport that we love, and so as long as you keep them first, then it's going to be a great experience.
So the money I've made from officiating for the past few years, I've put all that money into savings to pay to finish my college education. In 6 months, when I complete that, I will not be in any debt.
Officiating the state championship and getting that call to officiate the state championship was an emotional thing for me, just because of what I've been through, you know, the ups and downs, and getting that call really meant a lot to me. Sometimes I see student athletes that I officiated years and years ago, and they say, "Man, you did a great job. Thanks for everything you've done."
Good evening and welcome to Warwick High School for tonight's Section 2 clash between the visiting Elizabethtown Bears at 12-5 and the Warwick Warriors at 12-4. Eric Thomas and Warren Goodling with you here tonight. And Coach, we have one of the premier matchups in all the LL here tonight. This is really going to decide Section 2 here. This essentially is a playoff game. This could determine who gets in the LL tournament, but really it's going to also determine who has the inside track to win the Section 2 title.
Well, the challenge for Warwick tonight is to win the game again because they won at E-Town. And the challenge for E-Town is to find a way to change their strategy to do something different after the first game.
That first meeting between these two teams was a couple of weeks ago, and it was all Warwick in that first matchup. They came out and just played one of their best games the entire season. We have not seen them since our first broadcast of the season when they beat Manheim Township right here. If you're Warwick here tonight, more of the same, obviously. You would think they would try to go more of the same here tonight. The five-guard look really caused E-Town a lot of problems in that first meeting.
Yeah, what's going to happen now is E-Town's going to make an adjustment. And, you know, Coach Rocky Parisi is going to figure out what's going to work this time because what didn't work the first time, he'll scrap that and go to something that's different.
How much change do you make? We were talking about this before we went on the air here tonight. You know, E-Town, they come off a back-to-back. They won last night over Twin Valley by 42, and that was their biggest win of the season. They've had 4 wins by 20 points this year. Great effort across the board last night. They didn't shoot well from three-point territory in that first game, just 4 of 17. You expect them to shoot a lot of threes here tonight? Do you think they might try to pound it inside? They've got the size advantage on this Warwick team.
Well, with Schmidt not being in there for Warwick, who I think he's out for the season, is that correct?
That's what we hear, yeah.
But that's a big loss because his interior defense is good. He's a very good rebounder, and that's a big piece missing from Warwick. Now, they've adjusted without him, but E-Town might test the paint tonight.
7 wins in a row for Warwick. They've come by an average of 22 points a game. Their offense is really clicking right now. 5-guard look. It's led by Joey McCracken, but the other guys like Connor Adams and Ethan Minnick, they really round this offense out.
Well, they all know their roles right now. It's still a relatively young team, but they're experienced in their roles and they're experienced in Coach Christensen's system, and they're playing it really well right now.
E-Town has been pretty good this entire season. They're ahead of last year's win pace. They won 17 games. They qualified for the state tournament a year ago. They're currently 10th in the 5A power ratings as far as District 3 goes. They're trying to get back to the state tournament for the second straight year. Their last Section 2 title, 2012-2013. Rocky Parisi has built this program from the ground up. They've got a lot of hangover from last year. Guys like Elijah Eberle, Ryan Parisi's son, Luke Pearson. They've mixed in some new pieces, and being ahead of last year's pace, it starts obviously with the Section 2 race. They have a chance here tonight to put their stamp on that.
Well, this is the time of the season now where the good teams get focused and they just take off. There'll be some teams, they're counting down the season. Both of these teams are looking forward to the postseason. This is going to have that type of atmosphere tonight.
Next game, the next key game really for E-Town is going to come against Lebanon. That's in a few weeks. And then Lebanon's still in the mix for Section 2. They're in 3rd place right now. They're a couple games behind these two, but they're only going to be 1 game behind the loser of this game tonight. So that game against both of these two teams for Lebanon becomes a factor too. We'll talk about the LL tournament as we see the way the season goes too. But let's meet the starting lineups first for the visiting E-Town Bears tonight. They're going to start a backcourt of Brody Beach, the 5'11 senior, averaging 7.5 points a game. Ryan Parisi, the 5'10 senior, 14.3 points a game, also averaging 6.5 assists a game. Luke Pearson and Alex O'Shea in the front court, along with Elijah Eberle. Elijah Eberle has been in double figures in 14 of 15 games, and 7 times he's cracked the 20-point plateau for Rocky Parisi's Bears, who again 12-5 or 6-2 in section play. For Warwick, they're going to start their guard lineup. They are not very big across the board. We'll talk about that as the night goes on. Tate Landis, the 5'10 sophomore, averaging just under 7 points a game. Joey McCracken at 14 points a game. Ethan Minnick, the 6' senior, averaging just under 3 a game. He was playing about 13 minutes a game. That's going to increase with some of the injuries across the board for Warwick. We talked about that, obviously, with Schmitz not being a factor here now. Connor Adams, the 5'11 senior guard, averaging 8.3 points a game. And Kai Sapala, the 6'2 junior guard, at 13.4 points a game. Warwick's offense has been so balanced the whole season. It seems like every time you turn around, McCracken gets a lot of the pub and a lot of the attention, but every time you turn around, somebody new for Warwick steps up.
Well, they move the ball. They have great spacing. So if they have a drive, they're going to get some help. They're going to find the open man. But they played well together, and that's been the key to their success.
Again, this game really to determine Section 2 as far as LL goes. This was a E-Town team that really last night, they had 4 guys in double figures. It's their 4th win by 20 or more. Eberly had 18, Parise had 17, Pearson 17, and Pat Gillill had 11. We're going to step aside for the national anthem, then we'll tip things off here from Warwick High School. Here. E-Town will be in the royal blue and Warwick in their home white with the red trim. And again, the starting 5 for E-Town will be Beach, Parise, Pearson, O'Shea, and Eberly. We'll see Pat Gillill off the bench. Patty McBuckets, they call him. He's been a spark off the bench for this E-Town team the entire season. And for Warwick, it'll be Landis, McCracken, Minnick, Adams, and Sapala. Sapala had 15 the first time these two teams met. And McCracken had a huge game. He had 11 made field goals in that first meeting, and not one of them was a three-pointer. So he was really busy with the high percentage shots. As Warwick will control the tip. This is McCracken with it to start.
Okay, E-Town's in a 3-2 zone.
Use some of that longer wingspan that they have, trying to exploit some of that size mismatch.
Yep, and they're trying to, by starting in zone, they want to eliminate the dribble penetration against the man-to-man.
McCracken fires the 3, knocks down his opening shot of the night.
You're going to have to guard him out there.
Yeah, one of the things that E-Town wants to do is really harass McCracken on the defensive side of the ball. That is easier said than done.
Yeah, that was a really, really good look by him. By McCracken. There's
Parise.
A nice play inside.
Entry pass inside for Elijah Eberly.
Yeah, a nice back screen by the point guard who went down there, and they run some nice sets to get guys open at the basket.
Mentioned Ryan Parise in 6.5 assists a game. He's closing in on 400 assists for his career. Also, and there's a turnover right there as Beach comes up with it. Running up ahead is Pearson. Pearson stepped through the lane, leaves it off the window, own rebound, and he puts it back up and in.
Yeah, used his right hand, gone to the left side, missed it, but got the follow-up. And so far, E-Town has 2 buckets, both in the paint.
Eberly and Ryan Parise both close to 1,000 points for their career, too. Ryan Parise entering tonight 882, so if they go on a run in the postseason, he should become the 9th player in school history to get there. What a career it's been for him as McCracken will fire another one, and if he is going to continue to knock that down, it is going to be a long night.
Yeah, well, they never got the ball inside in 2 possessions. They just passed it on the perimeter, and he lights it up from three-point line.
Open look at 3, and off the side of the iron. That was Eberly. The stick back that time by O'Shea is no good. Warwick comes away with the board. McCracken, who's 2 for 2 so far.
Now see what E-Town does when McCracken gives the ball, but they give him another pretty good look.
He checked that time, and he is off the mark. Eberly the rebound. Beach, and now O'Shea. Corner it goes to Pearson. They'll move it around so well will E-Town. And Ryan Parise trying to work his way in. There's going to be a foul underneath.
That's a really nice matchup to watch. Landis, the sophomore, versus Parise, the senior. And 2 really good players.
Kai Sapala picked up the foul. That is the first on either side.
Yeah, and Sapala is guarding Eberly, so that's a very interesting matchup. And he can't afford to get his second one.
Speaking of Everly.
He went right at him, didn't he?
Yeah, I think we're going to see that a lot tonight.
Well,
that's the matchup E-Town likes.
They've scored three buckets all in the paint.
Minnick. Interesting, they go away from McCracken that time, and the turnover there, E-Town comes away with it. Parise, nice crossover. In the lane, off balance, runner no, rebound McCracken.
Yep, good defense by Landis. He just held his ground. I think Warwick, if they get the ball into the post and then kick it out, they'll have even more open jump shots.
Minnick. Skip it over to Landis. Baseline jumper on the way that time by Adams is good.
Yeah, Adams came across the short corner and got a nice pass, entry pass, and knocked it down. So they're having success against that zone.
2-point lead for E-Town. They go right back inside to Everly. Works again, and he gets it to roll home.
Same play, different side. Parise makes the cut, and on the ball to the wing, sets the back screen for the big guy. So that's a guard back screening for a big guy. You can't really switch that one.
Had 23 and 6 in the first meeting. He's on his way towards that tonight. Minnick. Adams, look at up top McCracken. Adams again goes baseline. Good defense that time by E-Town. Landis and now Minnick. They rotate back to the ball well, but Minnick drives. Out to Adams for three. On the way, and he knocks it down.
Yeah. I mean, they're shooting lights out, but that's good ball movement, the penetration and the kick by Warwick. Just a good offensive basketball.
It's a 3-point lead for the home side, Warwick here. Pearson, Beach, Everly up top. Good ball movement again by E-Town as Parise will get it to the big fella. Now back to Parise. Drives, pinned up on the baseline, found his open man, Pearson. Again, great ball movement by E-Town. They work for the open jumper. That time it's off the mark, and Warwick comes away with it. Landis, catch and shoot. Sapala, no, and the rebound, Everly. See things kind of settled down here a little bit late in this first quarter.
Yeah, they came out pretty fast, and now they're going to execute some offense here. A little bit of a back screen and then a stagger screen for the back screen for the big guy.
Beach, the lob pass inside. Everly, the contact and the bucket. Everly already with 8 points, a chance for 9. It'll be the second team foul on Warwick with 2:37 to go in the quarter, and the foul's going to be on Tate Landis.
Well, they're definitely making it a point to get into paint. I mean, that's obvious. They're doing all kinds of things to get the ball inside, and it'd be interesting to see how Warwick can handle that, if they make any adjustments.
E-Town's only a 60% free throw shooting team. Everly 60% himself, but he makes that one.
Yeah, both teams are shooting 60% from the foul line.
A little surprising for a guard-oriented offense in Warwick.
Yeah, it is. You'd think they would be shooting a little bit higher.
McCracken thought about that one. Down to 2:25 to go. This is Yarborough who checked in at the whistle.
That's a nice pass out.
And it was. Adams can't connect on that one. Rebound, Minnick thought he had it. Good inside position. That is the guy they call Patty McBuckets comes away with that one. Up top, Beach. Got it. Three-pointer.
Yep.
Well, shooting early on in this game for both sides.
Well, it's very good shooting, but I think both teams are working the ball well to get an open shot.
McCracken.
That's a great play by McCracken.
Nice move inside, and Adams finishes.
That was a point guard play right there, just driving down and dumping it down.
Beach step back, got it again. Yep. 2 straight for Brody Beach. 17-13 E-Town. 90 seconds to go in the quarter. As Yarborough the other way fires his first field goal of the night, and that's good from 3. Pearson inside, Everly. Everly, tough move underneath, lost control of it. Yarborough comes away with it. McCracken down to 70 seconds to go in the quarter. Good defense again by E-Town. After those first 2 threes, McCracken has had a couple of touches, but no clean looks at a 3.
Now they're getting out on him right now. Now he's sliding to the corner.
Minnick's got a clean look, and that one's in and out.
Yep. Nice rebound by Yarborough.
Yeah, it sure was. Bounce past to Minnick on the near side here. He'll work his way out. Under a minute to go in the quarter. It's a 1-point advantage for the visitors. Minnick.
Penetrate this, 1 extra pass, boom.
McCracken,
Missed
air
it
balls.
that time.
Yarborough the rebound, out-muscle Parise that time. Yarborough again sets up in the corner, clangs that one, and Pearson the rebound. Parise starts stop, and they're going to call the charge on Ryan Parise his first.
20 seconds to go. I'm sort of surprised that E-Town didn't pull out for the last shot because now Warwick's going to get it. Now it's going to be interesting to see. I think Warwick's shooting the ball fairly well. If E-Town stays in that 3-2 zone, they might make them do it the whole game. And you see some teams get in the zone, and the other team makes a couple threes, and right away they're back in their man. And I think E-Town really wants to play zone tonight.
You can hear that E-Town bench. They'll keep that clapping up the entire night. Down to 7 seconds. Landis, Adams, back to Landis, down to 2 seconds. Yarborough at the gun, and he knocks it down. Another 3 for Warwick as they close the first quarter with a 3 from Yarborough to take a 2-point lead at 19-17. Tonight's game is brought to you by Susquehanna Tackle, everything for fishing. Susquehanna Tackle features low prices, fast delivery, expert knowledge, free shipping, and orders over $50. This weekend is Bass Fest. Call 1-800-814-7433. A good start here for both sides. 2-point lead for Warwick after that Yarborough 3 at the end of the first quarter. Hot shooting, good defense, good ball movement. We saw a little bit of everything there in that first 8 minutes.
No, it's a high-quality game right now. I think that both teams are playing well together, moving the ball. These are 2 winning teams that really understand their roles and what they need to do. And that time Landis got the ball at the end of the shot clock and came down, penetrated, threw it to Yarborough for a nice 3. So these teams really know what they're doing.
You mentioned at the onset of the broadcast here tonight about the adjustments that E-Town makes from game 1 to game 2 against Warwick. How much is in your bag within the game itself? Like, how much do you now have to adjust from quarter to quarter if you're E-Town?
Well, I think E-Town has to find a guy or 2 from Warwick that isn't making a shot, and they can lay off of him a little bit. But right now, Landis hasn't really made a shot, but we know he can make a shot. Yarborough's going to shoot it. So I think in the zone, E-Town's trying to find a guy that they can lay off and give some extra attention to the shooters. But Warwick has too many shooters right now. That's the problem.
E-Town ball to start the second here. They have a 2-point deficit. Played pretty well in that opener as Everly's going to get an open look at 3. That one is yanked down by Sapala. Yarborough hit that 3 at the end of the quarter. Good cutoff that time by Gillill. And good ball movement here by Warwick on the opening seconds of this possession. McCracken, they get out on him quick. Landis, that fake. Adams, step back 3 on the way. No. Good steal that time by Gillill, and that will
nice box out by E-Town.
Give E-Town the other way. No, and that rebound is run down by Pearson. Nice job to follow his own shot. Fade away, a lot of contact, no call. And the rebound, McCracken. 2 minutes in, or a minute and 5 seconds in. We got no score yet here in the second. Yarborough trying to change that, and he will. Knocks down another one.
Yeah, he's feeling it right now. He's very, very confident shooter. And you're attacking the 3-2 zone with a shooter in the corner. That's going to be problems for E-Town.
Parise on the drive. Finds the open man. That is Gillill, who knocks down the jumper.
Yeah, they needed that basket.
He's averaging 6.3 off the bench. Been a really good 6-man for this E-Town team. Now they got Parise on McCracken. That's a fun matchup. We talked a little bit about that before we went on the air tonight, if we would see that matchup. Yarborough really feeling it this time, can't connect. Landis underneath will pick up the foul. Too aggressive on the rebound try. That's his second foul and the 3rd on Warwick.
Yeah, E-Town went man-to-man that time. Now their challenge in the man-to-man is to keep the ball-handling dribbler in front of them. Because if they can't keep the dribbler in front, Warwick's going to have a lot of dishes to the paint and also kicks to the outside shooter.
Brody Beach is back in for E-Town. So it's Eberly, O'Shea, Beach, Gilhul, and Pearson for the Bears as they'll throw that one away and go back to Warwick here.
Well, that time you had your inside guy playing point guard, and that didn't go too well that time.
It's McCracken, Minnick, Sapala, Yarborough, and Adams for the Warriors.
And that last time on defense, McCracken guarded Eberly.
Minnick, they get it right back to McCracken. Eberly's on him. Adams, open three for McCracken. At least he had a good look at it. Eberly was able to get the hands up.
Yeah, I thought Eberly bothered that shot a little bit.
Gilhul on the drive, a lot of contact, throws one up at the rim. Foul's going to be on the floor with 5.5 to go in the first half. That foul will be on Yarborough. That's his first and the fourth on Warwick.
Okay, E-Town's usually pretty good on out-of-bounds plays. Let's see what they got right here.
O'Shea drives.
Okay.
And that one's picked off by Adams. Loose ball. Trying to pick up the dribble. Goes right to the rack. Lays it off the window and in.
That's just a real strong move by Adams. That's what he contributes to this team. Just hustle plays, strong moves to the basket, good defense.
Little backdoor that time with Eberly and Gilhul. And Gilhul's going to go to the line to shoot two. 58% free throw shooter. 6'3" sophomore, a lot of promise. This E-Town team, Beach, Parise, and Eberly and O'Shea are all seniors. Pearson and Gilhul both underclassmen. And we got a chance to look at their JV team earlier tonight. They got housed by Warwick, but they are playing pretty much all freshmen on that JV team. They do have a freshman team, but a lot of those freshmen are going to be expected to step up. It's going to be a full rebuild almost next year for this E-Town team, but they have some young pieces that they think are going to develop, and that's going to be the fun part about this program now is they're going to have to recycle the momentum a little bit.
And you know, it's exciting to play a bunch of young guys because you know the future's going to be promising.
Yeah, you're playing for the long term at that point.
Exactly.
That sometimes can be fun and frustrating at the same time.
Well, I think it's fun because you're teaching and coaching every day with those guys.
That's right, McCracken. Gets it right back from Sapala. Now I go back to Sapala in the corner. Corbin Horst is in the game for Warwick, number 32. Minnick got pinned up out to Adams. McCracken has it now down to 4.5 to go in the first half. It's a 4-point lead for the home team. Kraken, Sapala, jumper on the way, got it.
Yeah, that's. Well, I thought E-Town played great defense in that possession, and Sapala just broke out. And he's playing the inside spot, but he played that like he is a guard, and he just knocked that shot down.
Luke Pearson will come back in at the next stop for E-Town. Beach up top, Parise. Parise guarded by Minnick this time. Now it's O'Shea. Gilhul now back to Beach. O'Shea again, down to 3:50 to go in the half. Parise has it. Good defense by Minnick. They try to go underneath to Eberly again. Eberly with a bounce pass underneath. That one sailed past O'Shea. Warwick comes away with it. McCracken trying to drive 1 on 3. And will draw the contact and go to the line to shoot 2 with 3:34 to go in the half.
Did he call that as a shooting foul?
Well, it looks like they did. Now they essentially awarded McCracken continuation there. Foul's going to be on Eberly, his first. And McCracken knocks down the front end. McCracken, an 81% free throw shooter. I think Rocky Parise has a point there. There was a lot of continuation on that, but that's why we're here and the refs are out there.
All right, big possession for E-Town right now because they're down 9 and they got to keep this. They don't want this to get in double figures by halftime.
No, not like the first game. They were, actually the first game, the first half was close. The second half, Warwick just ran away with it. It's Pearson and he traveled. the second half of that first meeting, this was a game in which they outscored E-Town 43 to 27 in the second half.
Wow.
And just ran away with it. Sapala open again, kisses the front of the rim. Horst had the rebound and lost it. Pearson has it, now go hole for E-Town. 3 minutes to go in the half. Need a bucket here for your E-Town. Priest drives. Everly.
McCracken's done a really good job on Everly, if we haven't noticed that, because Everly's been a little quiet here lately.
Pull up three for Ryan Parise is good.
Well, that's a big basket. Now E-Town's back, they're playing man-to-man. They need to get some stops.
McCracken hangs and banks it off the window.
Wow. That's a great play by McCracken.
Beach, then we go back and forth a little bit here, down to 2:25 and a half. Parise, floater, and trying to get that with the left. Got his own rebound. Beach, open three. Off the mark this time, and Horst the rebound.
All right, with Landis out, McCracken is the point guard, and he's a tough handle out there. Now they got a little trap on him out there in the corner, and it seems to work.
Knocked away, and Beach
Yep,
comes
they
away
got
with
the
it.
turnover.
Yep, Everly, crossover by Everly. Everly drives, and well, they say that one's on the floor. That'll be the 15th foul on Warwick.
He called that on the floor?
Let's see. It was the same exact play we saw on the other end.
It was the same play.
Everly is going to get a chance to shoot
Okay,
two.
they are shooting two.
1 for 2 from the line tonight. And making 1 for 3. Everly has 9 points here in the first half.
Yeah, I think they got to just keep going back to him inside. Try to get the ball inside to him.
Can't connect on the second one. Sapala the rebound. Stays as an 8-point deficit for E-Town. Horst. Sapala gets it back to Horst. Top of the circle, Minnick, and now McCracken almost lost it. Sapala has another open look at three. That line drive shot off the mark. That was tipped out of bounds by Horst, and it'll be E-Town ball.
Yeah, Sapala can make that shot. He's just a little bit short on it. Now let's see what E-Town does in this possession.
Down to 1:20 to go. They're in the first half. It's an 8-point lead for Warwick. E-Town trying to hang tough here late in the first. Parise drives, reverse. No, Gilhul got pinned. I don't think he knew where he was under the bucket.
Now he had to use his left hand to finish that.
Sapala racing the other way, and that one comes right over here next to us. Our producer, Lewis Gallen. Quick hands, thankfully.
Yeah, E-Town had 2 opportunities at the basket that time, missed them both. They weren't easy shots, but they both can make those shots.
Sapala makes the front end.
E-Town ran the flex offense that time, created some space for Parise to dribble in there and get a layup, but he missed it.
Second one for Sapala is off the mark, and Everly the rebound. So it's a 9-point lead here for Warwick, as we got under a minute to go now. Pearson, he'll pull it up for 3. That was off the mark. Down to 45 seconds to go in the half. Kind of get the sense Warwick might be looking for a knockout punch here.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here. Nice drive.
Nice move by Adams to bank it in.
That's what he does. He can make that shot in traffic.
Pearson the other way, gets it up top to Parise. Parise drives. Try to go no-look pass. They keep it alive. Parise in the corner. 3-pointer on the way off the mark. Rebound to Horst. And Warwick can hold for the final shot of the half, up by 11.
They've taken control this quarter. We're going to try to trap McCracken.
And
they got the turnover.
Yep. Lob it down the floor to Everly. A great recovery by McCracken to tip it out of bounds.
He stopped the layup.
He sure did. Got back in time to knock that one away. And the half goes to Warwick as they have a 34-23 lead on Elizabethtown. We will run down your first half scoring numbers here coming up. And a reminder that tonight's game is brought to you by H&L Team Sales. H&L Team Sales provides uniforms, team shops, and other clothing and equipment to schools and teams throughout the LL, York, and Berks regions. Contact H&L at 717-392-3010 or online at www.hlteamsales.com. Well, after one half of play, Warwick has a 34-23 lead on E-Town. And we will take a timeout and come back with halftime numbers and get you set for the second half. You're watching live coverage of Lancaster Lebanon League Section 2 action right here tonight on llhoops.com.
Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.
Attention parents and coaches. Do you wish you had a safe social media platform for your youth athletes? Fortunately for you, there's a revolutionary new app that helps with just that. Introducing Small Player, Big Play. Small Player, Big Play app provides young athletes, parents, and coaches a user-friendly sports social media platform. The app allows users to connect with friends, make new friends, create groups, text, chat, and post pictures and videos of you and your teammates participating in your favorite sport or activity. To begin, users can simply download and sign up for the app using an email account. Younger users have the ability to sign up using their smartphone and a parent's email address. From there, users can begin to interact and engage with other users of the app. Small Player Big Play app also gives users the ability to live stream full games and events. You can live stream your event so that friends, family, or anyone in the world can see you in action. Users can also share posts from the app to their other social media accounts like Facebook and Twitter. What are you waiting for? Get in the game and share your love of sports with the world. Download the Small Player Big Play app today.
I would recommend becoming an official because you can feel like you're a part of a sport that you love.
We officiate for the athletes and for the sport that we love, and so as long as you keep them first, then it's going to be a great experience.
So the money I make from officiating for the past few years, I put all that money into savings to pay to finish my college education. In 6 months, when I complete that, I will not be in any debt.
Officiating the state championship and getting that call to officiate the state championship was an emotional thing for me, just because of what I've been through, you know, the ups and downs, and getting that call really meant a lot to me. Sometimes I see student athletes that I officiated years and years ago, and they say, "Man, you did a great job. Thanks for everything you've done."
Halftime here at Warwick High School. The host Warriors have an 11-point lead on Elizabethtown, 34-23. Eric Thomas and Warren Goodling with you here. A reminder that our next broadcast of LL Hoops basketball comes your way Friday night. It is Lancaster Catholic and Octorara. And that's going to be an interesting matchup. Lancaster Catholic right now is in kind of a dogfight in the first half with Northern Lebanon. And Octorara is a team that has just not really been able to put everything on the same page here this season, but they are still clinging to some playoff hope, not as far as LL goes, but as far as districts go. So a huge matchup, and Catholic's also won 14 in a row. Their only loss is to Wilson, who's a 6A powerhouse. So we'll see the full arsenal on display Friday night as they take on Octorara, and that game will come your way at 7:30 from Lancaster Catholic High School. Well, here in the first half, it was a really nip-and-tuck first quarter, and then Warwick started to put things kind of away here in the second quarter. And you look at the scoring numbers here for the Warriors. McCracken with 10. You got Connor Adams, who leads everybody with 11. 3 for Sapala. And then you have 9 for Yarborough off the bench. And his 3 at the end of the first quarter kind of started to set a little bit of a tone there for Warwick in the second quarter.
Yeah, that was a big 3 because, you know, E-Town had the chance to go for the last shot, and they did not do it. And Warwick got the last shot and made it count. And then I think Warwick's defense has been outstanding in the second quarter. They held the E-Town to 6 points. And that's also, they got some layups off the turnover. So it all helps when you play defense.
Yeah, it certainly does. For E-Town, they were led in the first quarter, or the first half, I beg your pardon, by Eberly with 9. Nobody else close to double figures. Beach has 5. Paris has 3. 3 for Gilhul off the bench, 2 for Pearson. And they did not get any points from Alex O'Shea, who started here tonight. And the bench, not as maybe deep as it is for Warwick. This is a back-to-back situation for E-Town. You kind of worry a little bit about fatigue a little bit, and then a 42-point win last night. But what E-Town's going to have to, obviously, you mentioned adjustments coming into this game, but they're now going to have to adjust here in the second half.
Well, their adjustment now is that they got to find a way. You got to challenge your guys to stop somebody, okay? Because you have to stay in front. You have to guard the shot. You have to stay in front of the dribble and not let them force you to help, and they make the extra pass for good shots.
Eberly got off to a good start for this E-Town offense.
Yeah, you have to go back inside to him, I think. I mean, it's sometimes hard to go inside if the other team's pressuring the ball and they're playing good post defense. It's harder to get a post guy going sometimes than it is a guard, but we'll see what they can do this half.
Warwick will start things with the ball. It's Landis who's got 2 fouls. Minnick McCracken, Adams, and Sapala. So the starting 5 for the Warriors. It's the starting 5 for E-Town of Eberly, Pearson, Parise, along with O'Shea and Beach.
E-Town man-to-man. Warwick's running their open offense. They'll be patient with the 11-point lead.
So a zone to start the game for E-Town. As right away, Warwick's going to fire a 3 off the jump, and it's Minnick who knocks it down, his first points of the night.
That's the way for Warwick to start that half.
Extends it to a 14-point lead, the biggest of the night for Warwick, as Eberly tries to connect on that one off balance, and he couldn't find the home.
McCracken really played good defense. He didn't foul. He kept strong in there and made Eberly take a tough shot.
Landis and now McCracken. They work it around again. Both teams move the ball so well and showed that in the first half. Sapala, who had a couple open looks. McCracken, who had 2 threes to start the game. Everybody gets a touch now. As you see the motion offense here.
Yep, little dribble drive.
Tipped out of there, Adams, but right there to put it back up and in is Landis. And all 5 starters have scored for Warwick tonight, and it is the first 2 for Landis. 16-point lead. E-Town's got to find some buckets. And this is where that defense of Warwick, which has been sneaky good really all season, as Parise drives. Reverse layup, tough shot for Ryan Parise, but he gets it to fall.
Yep, they ran a nice little set, and on the ball reversal, Parise was able to drive the lane. They need stops. They haven't really figured out how to stop this team yet.
They'll go double, but Landis underneath, can't find it, and the rebound O'Shea.
Well,
So
there's
your
one stop. Yep, there's one stop.
Parise pushing it here. Will stop, start, go right on Minnick. A lot of contact, no call. Eberly the tip in, no, gets his own rebound again. Eberly the foul, and it's going to sit on the front of the rim and fall. And a 3-point opportunity for Elijah Eberly. That'll be on Joey McCracken, his first foul, first team foul the second half, and Eberly a chance for a 3-point play. He's got 11 points tonight.
Yeah, nice effort there on the rebound, but Ryan Parise penetrating, that flattens out the defense, and enables your big man to go get an offensive rebound, and that's exactly what Eberly did. So look for Parise to try to penetrate more.
Down to 11, so the Bears claw their way back into it at least momentarily here. Open look for Sapala on the way, and he knocks down that one. That's another 3 for this Warwick offense. 6 points for Sapala. Beach goes right back inside to Eberly. Eberly up and under against McCracken. No, it's tipped out of there, and the rebound controlled by Landis. Up ahead to Adams. Adams will lay it up and in. Rocky Priest really giving it to the official on the near side. Those two he's had some bones of contention in this game with that official. There's been a lot of contact inside. They have let these guys go as Parise gets hammered this time by Landis. That's going to be Landis' 3rd. And the second team foul. So Ryan Parise will go to the line to shoot a pair. He's 69% free throw shooter on the season.
Ryan Parise is looking to penetrate more now. So that's a good thing for E-Town.
First one for Parise is good. He's got 6. Chase Yarborough is back in for Warwick. 3 threes off the bench tonight for Chase. That gives him 10 on the season. He only had 7 made threes coming into play tonight. He's got 3 of them here. Leads down to 14.
And E-Town, they desperately need stops, and right now they really haven't gotten the answer on that.
Go inside to Adams, and he'll roll it home.
Another basket for Adams at the basket.
It's E-Town with the size advantage, but it's Warwick who's been more effective on the glass tonight, both sides. Parise, a lot of contact again, and Sapala the rebound. McCracken rather for Warwick drives the other way. Lays it up and in, and a timeout called by Chris Christensen. It is a 30-second timeout. Tonight's game is brought to you by LA Elite. Tryouts for the LA Elite Spring 2020 AU basketball season will be held on February 22nd and March 8th, 2020. For more information and tryout registration, please visit www.laelit3.org, or call Matt Overball at 484-354-5631. Eric Thomas and Warren Goodling with you here tonight at Warwick High School. As we got 4.5 minutes to go in the third, and it's a 18-point lead for the home team Warwick, as they're trying to put a grip on this Section 2 race. And Eaton's still in pretty good position to obviously qualify for LLs, and they're in really good position as far as District 3 in the 5A bracket goes. But they want that section title. They're going to have to battle back for it here down 18. Eberly caught underneath the bucket, tough angle, and he banks it in.
That's a good set play there by E-Town, but Warwick's played very well in offense tonight. They really have.
Now, we haven't been surprised by that. This is the second time we've seen them, as Yarborough misses that one, saves it, and Eberly will come away with a loose ball.
Now, they got just a lot of guys pitching in.
Beach, step back three on the way, knocks it down.
Okay. Get this under 10 going into fourth quarter, and we got a ball game for E-Town.
13-point lead. Every time E-Town's dwindled this down to 11, 13 now, somewhere in that range, Warwick's come up with a big bucket, and they've gone inside to do it. Sapala, Yarborough, McCracken. His three-point attempt is way off the mark. The rebound by Sapala is off the mark, tipped out of there, right in the hands of Pearson, and he throws it, almost tipped away. Nice little bounce pass underneath to O'Shea, lays it up and in. Here come the E-Town Bears. Cut it back down to 11.
They still have some fight, and they got a couple stops out there and led to some baskets.
McCracken, they go a little pick and roll. Sapala, Adams, now Minnick, head fake. Minnick will drive. Pearson steps over. He altered the shot, but they call the foul. That was good recovery defensively by Pearson, but
you know, Warwick made the extra pass, and Minnick was able to drive to the basket.
I beg your pardon, that was on O'Shea, not Pearson. And Minnick will shoot two. Minnick has 4 here tonight. O'Shea's out. Rocky Priest is still giving it to the officials. And he's letting them know he does not agree with that call. There have been a couple of, you know, they've let some things go, and then other things you just kind of scratch your head as to what they're calling. But
well, that's usually the way it is.
That's the way it is.
It's
and they call it travel on Ryan Parise that time.
Yeah, you know, I'm not sure if the back pivot foot left. It looked a little funny, but you could check that out on the tape, and you could find out if he did walk. But it was out in the open, so the referee called it.
Minnick knocks it down again.
Wow.
They just continue to shoot. Does Warwick now.
I mean, Yarborough hit some threes. Minnick hit a three. Kraken hit 3. Sapala hit a 3.
Entry pass for Eberly was tipped away, and Minnick goes to the deck. Here comes McCracken all the way. Nice job blocking that one. I think it was Pearson who got a hand on that. 2:25 to go in the quarter. You know, we talked about this as McCracken drives off balance, and he gets the roll. That's a hometown roll right there.
Yeah, it is, but he went over, went behind his back, changed directions, and finished it with his right hand. And all of a sudden, it's 17 again.
Man, every time E-Town has inched its way back in, Warwick's had an answer. Pearson fade away from the foul line, no. And the rebound, Sapala. The one hiccup with this Warwick team is their size. And you just wonder at some point I mean, the guard play is relentless, but at some point when they get matched up against a bigger team, say in districts, you know, LL maybe, I mean, obviously it's not going to end your season if you lose in the LL tournament, but in districts, you just wonder, and then if you're able to get through the states and you get some of those teams out west or wherever you go, is Adams, the contact and the bucket.
Now, I'll tell you one thing about Warwick, now watching them a couple times this year, their players are strong. They're physically strong, and they're much more athletic than you think. And they play bigger than their size. Listen, I mean, they're scoring tough baskets in the paint, you know, and they're doing a great job of surviving on defense at the post in this game.
18 for Connor Adams. It's a 20-point lead for Warwick with 90 seconds to go in the third. That foul, by the way, was on Eberly. Beach pull up off the mark, rebound Minnick. Off to McCracken. Down to 80 seconds to go. You know, we saw a team as he turns that over to Beach. Beach avoids traffic. Open three for Paris. That looked like it was partially tipped by Sapala, and it might have been. Warwick student section not giving their guy defensive credit. That was tipped by Sapala.
Yeah, Sapala got his hand on that one.
Chance to hold for the final shot here for Warwick. Under a minute to go. You know, we saw a team last year, very guard-oriented in Penn Ridge, get all the way to the state final, and they went toe-to-toe with the team in 6A last year. So it's not out of the question that an all-guard look can have a lot of effectiveness in a playoff as Eberly races ahead of the pack and lays it in.
No, I think Warwick has a great opportunity because the guys that are playing forward for them can play guard, but if a 6'5", 6'6" guy is guarding McCracken, that's a tough matchup for him.
They're doing it with a shorter bench, too, as Yarborough's three-pointer is off the mark. A chance here for E-Town to close the quarter. Up ahead it goes. Gilhul off balance and off the window and in. So, again, a little spurt here for E-Town as they get it down to 16 with 13 seconds to go in the quarter.
Let's see what Warwick does for the last shot here.
Out to the corner, Yarborough open three, no. And the rebound ripped down, and a timeout wisely called by Rocky Priest to save time, as they were not going to have a chance to get anything going with just 2.2 seconds left, pinned up on the baseline there.
Timeout on the court, 30-second timeout. Called by the Bears.
Now you haven't, I can tell you, I haven't seen that often. 2.2 seconds ago in the third quarter, take a timeout. He must have a good play. That's all I got to say. Tonight's game is brought to you by Dan Taylor Family Law. Is your will, durable power of attorney, and living will up to date? If not, you should see LLHoops.com sponsor Daniel K. Taylor. Dan can be reached at 717-945-6212 or see his ad on our website. He can initially speak to you over the phone or meet at his Lancaster office. Home appointments are available for the disabled. Yeah, timeout called by Rocky Priest. You're right. You don't see that too much. Yeah, you don't see it, but he has a play, and this is, you know, obviously they're going to try to throw the ball deep.
Beach is on the near sideline right in front of the E-Town bench. And they will go right to Beach. He got the fire, and he does it the buzzer, just off the mark. So it'll be a 16-point lead for Warwick going to the fourth quarter as they lead it 57-41. And E-Town's going to have its work cut out for them on in the final 8 minutes here. As we thank all of our sponsors here tonight. And another one of those is Nationwide Insurance. Parents, if you have children who are driving or getting ready to drive, Nationwide is here to help. Call the Stephen Edward Lewis Agency in Millersville to find out how they keep your costs low and help teach your children how to drive safer with the Nationwide Smart Ride program. This program includes accident forgiveness, so if your new driver does have an accident, you won't lose your insurance or suffer an expensive rate surcharge. Please contact the Stephen Edward Lewis Agency for additional information at 717-872-2466. Also, thanks tonight to Pat Klein of State Farm for sponsoring LL Hoops live streaming action. Give Pat a call for all your insurance needs at 717-284-3107. Pat is based in Corryville, Pennsylvania. Start of the fourth quarter here from Warwick High School as the Warriors have a 16-point lead. It'll be Eberly, Pearson, O'Shea, Gilhul, and Paris for E-Town. And for Warwick, it'll be Minnick, Sapala, McCracken, Landis, and also Adams. So final 8 minutes here, and we'll see if E-Town has one more rally in it to keep this Section 2 race and their hopes of a Section 2 championship alive, as Gilhul will get the bounce, and he can't get the friendly roll off the backboard. Goes to the ground and keep it alive. Paris has it.
A lot of contact in there on those loose balls.
Gilhul drives baseline, no, and Minnick the rebound again. That was a tough angle for Gilhul, but that looked like that was a good-looking opportunity there.
Yeah, he could make that.
And that relentlessness of Warwick will just keep coming after you here. Sapala, they move the ball around. Minnick.
Good ball reversals.
Landis drives. Landis traveled.
Yep, that's the right call.
Coming up after our game tonight, we'll have an interview with the player of the game and also the winning coach, hopefully. Chris Christensen has been with us before. Priest drives, and a nice little nifty up and under for the layup.
Yeah, he has to keep looking to do that because that'll open some other things up if he can do that. But again, E-Town needs to get some stops somehow.
Ryan Priest needs just 10 points now to hit the 900 plateau for his career. Yarborough penetrates and kicks out. Adams with it. And check that minute. Good defense by E-Town here as they find Adams cutting through. Now Warwick just seems like they're wasting a little bit of time here too. Adams hangs and he puts it home. Connor Adams has 20 tonight.
He's played really well. Plays within himself, takes the shot, he finishes at the basket in traffic.
13 in the first game as Paris gets his second bucket in a row. He's got 11 now. Trying to keep his team in it here at 59-45. Still not out of the question here if you're E-Town. There's another stop, and O'Shea comes away with it. Up ahead to Paris, but I think it was intended for Paris, but Eberle got it, and Eberle scores.
Yeah, he could have called an N1 on that one. He took it into traffic and made a nice, tough shot. Now let's see what E-Town looking to try to trap out front. They're going to have to guard the basket.
Jumper from the baseline, and the rebound pulled down by Gilhole. Gilhole will head up to Paris. Paris to the bucket, contact, and Ryan Paris will go back to the line to shoot 2 more.
Keep doing that. When you're down, keep doing that.
Eberle, I misspoke, has 18 tonight. Foul is going to be on Yarborough. That's his third, and that is going to be the third on Warwick in the second half. Ryan Priest's first free throw is good.
So they're makes this, they cut it to 10. Plenty of time left.
Plenty of time left. This is an E-Town team that fought tooth and nail with state-ranked Milton Hershey. And Paris gets his own rebound. A lot of contact again, and Ryan Paris trying to will his team back in this game. Will go back to the line for 2 more. What a tough rebound for the 5'10 senior. That is a guy who does not want to see his team lose here tonight. First one is good.
Now he cut it to 9. Plenty of time to go. E-Town is coming back with their penetration to the basket.
Second one for Paris is good, and there it is in single digits. E-Town has battled all the way back to get this to 9 with 5.5 minutes to go. Amp up the pressure defensively a little bit. Sapala, Minnick. Adams, who's been red hot here tonight. Sapala again. Get it to McCracken, the leader of this team. McCracken, little underneath pass. Sapala, reverse layup. No, rebound Pearson. Chance to cut this down to as little as 6.
Take your time, you got plenty of time. Run your stuff.
Pearson, now he rotated around. Paris hands it off. Pearson, jumper. No, that might have been partially tipped by Sapala again.
Yep, it was blocked.
McCracken racing the other way. He's going to get fouled on the drive by Pearson. Third team foul.
Yeah, Sapala has a very quick vertical jump, and he got up a couple times here tonight to block some shots.
Yeah, he has reacted very well in tight situations to get those blocks. Had that tip on Paris earlier. You keep hearing that Warwick student section chanting air ball. You got to give your guy some credit. He got a fingertip on that.
He did.
Adams crossover on Pearson, stepped through the lane, and that was taken away by Pearson. And they're going to call a foul, it looks like.
They call a jump ball,
Okay.
That's a tough break for E-Town because that ball goes to Warwick now.
That was a good stop by Pearson, though. 4.5 to 4:35 to play here. It's still just a 9-point game off the inbound tip by Eberle.
Eberle blocked that shot,
He go into Sapala, and Eberle comes up with a block. Eberle drive, dump underneath to O'Shea, lays it up and in. 7-point lead for Warwick. This was 20 a minute ago.
We got a turnover here.
Out of control, and it's still loose on the floor, but Sapala picks it up for Warwick. And a timeout is going to be called on the floor, I believe, by Warwick. So they maintain possession. We'll see what they call a full timeout. Does Chris Christensen. Tonight's game brought to you by Dacio. Dacio, a locally owned office technology company with multiple service and sales locations throughout central Pennsylvania and Maryland. Dacio offers IT service and support, multifunction copiers, network printers, wide format printers, and document management solutions to businesses and nonprofits of all sizes. Call John Ayersman for more information at 717-419-7971. 4:15 to play, and it's a 7-point lead for Warwick. And again, this was a 20-point lead just moments ago, and the determination of this Bears team from E-Town.
Well, yeah, they've just been trying to penetrate on offense, and on defense, they're getting deflections. They're playing much better defense at the basket, and they're getting some defensive rebounds.
It's going to be Warwick ball. Cracking with it. Good tie at that time by E-Town. They do find the open man. It's Adams knocked out of there by Eberly.
Wow, what a block.
Check that. That was Gilhul who had the block that time. What a defensive intensity for E-Town here this last 3 minutes. You said they needed stops.
They needed stops. They needed to crank. You don't make a comeback until you get stops on defense, and that's what E-Town's done. They've come out and trapped the ball.
Push off on McCracken. Yeah. Great defense by Parise again, right up in his grill. 14 foul on, it's going to be the 15th foul on Warwick and the second on McCracken.
Yep. What E-Town's doing is they're trapping the ball out front and then rotating and sort of taking, they've taken Warwick out of their rhythm on offense.
Parise with a chance again to cut this down to as little as 4. Gilhul with it. O'Shea in the mistime pass. Adams picks it off. Adams to the bucket. Adams lays it up and in.
Yeah,
a much-needed bucket by Warwick.
Well, once again, it's Adams who's making the defensive play and then finishing on the layup.
22 for Adams here tonight. 61-52. Pearson, they find Parise again. Parise on the drive, steps under, somehow got it to O'Shea. We'll go back across. Gilhul drives, hangs, and off the window, scores again.
Good drive there.
Back down to 7.
Now they're going to trap, and the ball comes across half court. See if they keep that trap going. Yep, here they come. Here comes the trap. They got him in it right now. Don't foul him.
I'm going to say Gilhul reached over top.
Didn't need to foul him there. You had him in a good trap. You helped him out.
14th foul in E-Town. That's the first on Patty McBuckets. I love that nickname.
Yeah. They'll let him bring it over and see if they didn't trap that time. And McCracken took it all by himself.
He goes right to the rack. Can't connect on it. Eberly the rebound.
Nice rebound.
Eberly working on a double-double here tonight. Almost has it stripped. Keeps his poise. O'Shea the 3. Knocks it down, and it's down to 4.
Yep.
All of a sudden, this E-Town team off the mat and throwing haymakers.
And we got the type of game that we thought we were going to get on a big rally by E-Town. They're just playing their hearts out on defense. And Eberly's making deep plays at the basket on defense, and they're converting on offense.
Ryan Parise picked up the blocking foul that time. That is the 5th on E-Town. Open 3 the other way, off the mark. Eberly. And they are going to say Eberly went over the back.
He's 6'7", 6'6". He's allowed to go up and get that ball, right? That's a tough call because he might have been over his back, but he's a long kid, so he can make that rebound without fouling. Tough call for E-Town.
Inbound goes to McCracken. McCracken a minute. 2:20 to go. 4-point game, Section 2 title. For all intent and purposes on the line. It's loose. It's picked up by Gilhul. Up ahead to O'Shea. Outruns the defense. That was pinned up on the glass. No call. And the rebound to McCracken. Good recovery defensively by Warwick that time.
And Sapala made that block.
He sure did. McCracken.
That was a great block by Sapala.
Under 2, McCracken stepped through off the rim, and it rolls in. The foul in E-Town, and McCracken a chance at a 3-point play. That is the 17th foul on E-Town. Ryan Parise will pick that one up. That'll be his 3rd. And McCracken, 16 points tonight, and a chance for 17 to inch his team a little closer to victory here. Still plenty of time left, though.
Well, that defensive play down here really was a key play because they were cutting that down to 2, right?
McCracken hits the free throw. 17 for him tonight. A timeout call by E-Town with 1:56 to go. It's a full timeout actually called by Warwick. E-Town still has 3 fulls and 2 30s left. They have not called a timeout yet. So they still have all of theirs available. They have 4 of their 5 available. So chance here for E-Town's going to have to climb back in here with 1:56 to go.
Well,
they're still just down 7. I mean, again, it's still plenty of time the way they've played here of late. But, again, they're going to have their work cut out for them here in the next minute and 56 seconds.
Well, they've had their work cut out since the beginning of the second half. And the block, I can't tell you how big that block was down here. Because that's a game changer if Warwick goes on to win this game, because they were going to cut that lead to 2. And McCracken kept the ball in his hands, went to the basket, scored, and that was a big play for them. But again, E-Town, they score. They got plenty of time if they can get a score here.
Now the way this E-Town team has fought back here in this 4th quarter. Everly. Spin off the window, no, couldn't get the roll. Sapala the rebound. Might have been the final gasp. And we'll see what happens the next couple of seconds here. Landis gets it off to Sapala. Yeah. Warwick doesn't have to force the issue here. They will go to the bucket, and they will score again. And guess who? Yep. Connor Adams again. He's got 24.
Big basket after big basket.
Paris, the runner, falls.
Great shot. Great shot.
He's got 16.
They got to get a trap somewhere out here.
Back to a 7-point lead here with 1:15 to go. Push off that time by
There's
McCracken.
Your trap and steal.
And Paris has it. Paris racing to the bucket, draws the contact, the bucket, and the foul. Ryan Paris keeping his team alive. He's got 18 points and a chance to cut this down to 4 with 1:07 to go. First foul on Connor Adams tonight. That is the 6th on Warwick.
You know, Warwick's had a bunch of turnovers here in the second half, in the 4th quarter, really, against this trapping man-to-man.
You go full court. It's down to 4. 65 seconds to go. Up ahead, Minnick, McCracken, runner. McCracken lays it up and in. 19 from McCracken tonight. Back to a 6-point lead with 59 seconds to go in this one. The upcoming schedule for both sides. E-Town's next game is Friday night against Conestoga Valley. They have a big one against Lebanon coming up on Tuesday night. If Lebanon wants any shot at getting in that Section 2 race, they're going to, again, just be a game behind the loser of this game here tonight. So,
and where's that game at?
Still not mathematically out of things here. I believe that game is at E-Town, okay. I believe. Without looking at it, I think off the top of my head it's at E-Town. And then for Warwick, Friday at Ephrata, and then their big game is the 31st against Lebanon. So that's a week from Friday. And they may have to win that to win the section outright, who knows. But, you know, a chance here really to put this thing to bed if they can hang on the next 59 seconds. But E-Town's still not out of it yet. It's just a 2-possession game here with 58 seconds to go, and they have all the momentum right now, at least offensively. Paris on the drive, smartly goes off the window. Eberle fighting for the rebound. Pearson keeps it alive. Beach for 3, no, and the rebound McCracken.
Well, they had a good opportunity there, and they weren't able to cash in.
A couple of good looks that time as Sapala has it down to 36 seconds left. And now E-Town will start thinking about fouling. McCracken drives, knocked out of there by Eberle, so they get the stop. Still not out of it here. Beach stops, catches, connects on the 3! Brody Beach somehow caught that and fired right away, and it's down to 3 with 25 seconds left.
He missed that, the easier shot in the corner on the inside out, and that one was a harder, and he hit nothing but net. How about that shot?
Brody Beach tonight's got 11. On the season, just a 32% three-point shooter.
What's gotten Warwick a little bit in trouble maybe is they haven't stopped trying to score. They've kept trying to score, score, and they've missed some of these tough shots at the basket, and E-Town has been able to run out with those misses.
Now the key here is you don't have to foul right away, 25 seconds, but at what point then do you have to just foul and hope that you get the rebounder off a missed free throw?
Well, I think right now you're going for the steal until it gets to half court, and at half court, if they get it over half court, then I think you have to foul. But right now you can still get a good trap. Once they get it over half court,
you're thinking right away.
Right now they're going to go long if they can, but they got a trap right there. Who do you want to foul? You're going to foul the sophomore.
Landis is just a 61% free throw shooter.
Okay.
That's Gilhull's second, 8th on E-Town.
This is great experience for the young man because in his career he's going to be at the line late in games to protect the lead. So this is great experience for him.
And this is still just a 1-and-1 here. Missed it, and the rebound is going to go to E-Town.
Yeah.
So they don't get the defensive stop. They foul, like you said, right away to save time. Missed free throw percentages play out here.
Yeah, that's as good as a stop right there. You need the perfect storm to make a comeback like this. And right now, they have a chance again, and they don't need a three.
Parise going to drive, contact. And that one didn't fall, but Ryan Parise will have a chance for two more from the line here.
And most importantly, the clock stops. And you're going to have to, if he makes both of these, you go for the steal, they get it in, you got to foul right away at this point.
Save time. The 2 shots, if he makes both of these, still makes it just a 3-point game.
Yep. Denied the inbounds. Boom.
Got the first one.
Yep.
20 for Ryan Parise tonight.
Now, Warwick has to decide who do we want to get the ball right now? What kind of spacing are we going to have on the inbounds? Do we know exactly what we're doing? Who do we not want to get the ball?
Second one for Parise is short. Rebound McCracken. He gets it up to Sapala. They work the ball down the floor. They go right up, and the foul is going to be on Minnick. The shot attempt by Minnick, so he's going to shoot 2.
Yep. And if he makes both of these,
it's all, for all intent and purposes, over.
It's over.
Minnick is a 66% free throw shooter. That was on Gilhull. That's his 3rd. First one is good.
Yep, that's a big one.
And this was a shooting foul, so that's why he gets 2 shots.
Yeah, that's a big one. He should be more relaxed on this one.
Still would have, had they just fouled, normally been a 1-and-1 situation.
Right.
But he was going to the bucket, so this is really here to ice the game.
Makes this, just don't even play defense.
Got it. And Warwick,
yep,
as E-Town's going to call a timeout here. Warwick may have done enough to escape here. There's still 5.9 seconds left. Obviously, do not foul. Let him have the 3. Just let him take the 3.
Don't even get near him
foul
on the 3.
Yep.
Don't even get near him. And then if the ball goes through, don't even throw the ball in. Just stay out of the way. There's no way they can lose the game if they do those things.
Yeah, just play back and let him shoot the uncontested 3-pointer.
Yep. But
after the game, we'll have a player of the game. Player of the game, I say take your pick. It's either Kai Sapala or Connor Adams. Sapala's defense, he only had 6 points in it, but his defense was tremendous. And Connor Adams, 24 points here tonight.
Yeah, Connor Adams he did a great job tonight because you're thinking about Sapala, you're thinking about McCracken, and then all of a sudden he has a 25. Wow.
Cracken's got 19. All right. Ryan Parise, by the way, his 12th straight game in double figures, so he's had a great stretch here as Everly will get it to Beach. They'll fire the 3 uncontested and won't knock it down, and then that'll do it here tonight as Warwick hangs on. A furious rally by E-Town, and Warwick comes away with a 70-66 victory over Warwick comes away with a 70-66 victory over E-Town. E-Town falls to 12-6. They're 6-3 in section play. Warwick ups its record to 12-4 and 8-2 overall. So we'll have our post-game show here. Player of the game. We'll get an interview with Chris Christensen, and our player of the game is going to be Connor Adams tonight, the 5'11 junior. finished tonight with 24 points here in this big win, and this really sets up Section 2. This really sets up Section 2 to be Warwick's to lose here, as they again have that key game against Lebanon coming up at the end of the month. So that's really the last hurdle in front of them. They got Effort a Friday night, and that really puts them ahead of E-Town 2 games. E-Town has their matchup with Lebanon, so they're going to try to stay ahead of them as we jockey for position here with the LL tournament. Bruce Badgley is working here to get Connor Adams and also Chris Christensen over here. But again, I mean, a great effort by, this was really a tale of 2 quarters here, Coach. I mean, this is a second quarter dominated by Warwick, in which they put together one of their biggest runs of the year, and then E-Town fights their way back in it, makes it an interesting fourth quarter. But you got to give a lot of credit to both sides here tonight.
Well, I mean, Warwick played incredible in the second and third quarter, and then E-Town, they're a winning program. They're a winning team. They didn't give up. So you knew they were going to make a run, but they made an incredible run and almost pulled it out.
Look at the final scoring numbers here tonight for E-Town. Ryan Priest led the Bears with 20 tonight, 19 for Elijah Eberly, 11 for Brody Beach. He had a couple of really big shots for this team. 7 apiece for Pat Gilhul and for Alex O'Shea. Alex O'Shea had a big shot to keep his team alive. Luke Pearson with 2 here tonight. And then for Warwick, they were led again by Connor Adams, 24 points, 19 for Joey McCracken. He kind of got hot, late in the game here, but it was really Adams who came up with the timely shots. Got to mention, because a lot of his numbers are not going to show up in the box score, Kai Sapala's defense tonight was just tremendous. Had the big block shot on Paris here in front of us. He had the tip shot, I believe it was on Gilhul in the fourth quarter. But his defense was tremendous.
He had at least 4 or 5 blocks, but the block at the basket was a big-time play. Okay, in a big-time situation, because that cuts it to 2.
Yep. Yeah, you're exactly right. We're going to bring Connor Adams in here if you want to swap out with him here. And we'll award our player of the game to the one and only Connor Adams. Have a seat, sir. Congratulations on a big win.
Thank you.
There you go. That's our player of the game T-shirt.
Thanks.
For you. Timely buckets for you here tonight. I mean, it just seemed like every time you guys needed a spark, you provided it offensively. Talk about this game here tonight. Obviously, you guys have a great second and third quarter, and you can't count E-Town out ever. I mean, you know they're going to come at you. They're going to give you all they can, but you had a lot of big shots here tonight on the way to 24 points.
Yeah, so Coach is always saying, our defense turns into our offense. So he was just telling us before the game, we got to really bring a spark on defense. And that'll eventually generate an offense. If our offense isn't there, home gym, it'll get going. So we just tried to bring the intensity on defense and keep it on them the whole game, and hopefully it would generate into offense. So
back and forth game to start. Joey hits a couple of threes to open things up. You guys had to pretty much figure it was going to be back and forth, at least to start things until things sort of settled down here.
Yeah, it was going back and forth a while there. I was hoping we were eventually going to pull away, and like I said, just keeping the pressure on them the whole game and staying tough on defense is really what translated into our offense. Then we could get steals and push the ball and make runs. So
you mentioned defense. Kai's defense tonight was tremendous. He had 2 huge block shots for you guys, especially late there, which would have cut the lead down to 2 points. Just talk about his play at defense. It seemed like everybody tonight kind of did their part. You had the scoring punch. Joey picked that up a little bit, had the couple threes there to start, but Tate gets involved a little bit. You have Kai playing tremendous defense. Ethan comes up with a couple of big possessions. Everybody just played their role here tonight.
Yeah, Coach is always telling us, we need 5 guys to do 5 jobs instead of 1 guy trying to do 5 jobs. So I think we really showed that tonight, and everybody played their role, and we all just got to do our part, and hopefully we'll come out with a win and keep winning. So, yeah, everybody did well, and I'm glad we could share the ball and get easy buckets.
I know you guys want to get back to that LL final again this season. You feel like you have some unfinished business there in that one, but really to put a stranglehold on Section 2, how big is it to have the inside track down the section?
Oh, it feels great being able to hopefully put another number up on that banner. So hopefully we can finish out our season strong and put some 2020 up there.
All right, Connor, congratulations on a great night. Connor Adams, our player of the game here, finishes tonight with 24 points. We got Chris Christensen over here for a couple of comments from him to close. Yep, come on over. Coach, congratulations on a big win here tonight.
Thank you, appreciate it.
2 wins over E-Town. You guys have the inside track on Section 2 now. I just asked Connor, I'll ask you again. I know you guys obviously want to get back to the LL final. You feel like you have some unfinished business there, but you still have a section crown to wrap up, and now you have the inside track on it.
Yeah, we need to take it day by day. I mean, we can't look ahead. We got a game Friday against Ephrata who's getting better and better, and we need to focus and have 2 days of practice of working on us, then talking about them and getting ourselves ready for Friday. Most importantly, we're not looking ahead at anything.
You guys threw a lot of punches,
yeah,
figuratively, obviously, and really got this game under control. And then you had to figure at some point E-Town was going to make a run. Every time they started to chip away, you guys would come up with a big bucket, but then there in that fourth quarter, they threw everything at you there late in the game.
Yeah, they're super well coached. I mean, the Rockies one of the best coaches in this league, and you knew they weren't going to go away quietly, and I give them a ton of credit for doing all kinds of things, throwing everything at us and making it really tough for us. And but I give them a ton of credit for coming right back at us after we had a pretty good lead there. So, but I thought our guys did a good job finishing at the end, and when things weren't going our way, being able to finish a close one. So, because we honestly this month we haven't had, that's the closest game we've had. So to not have one like that for a while, and then be able to pull it out there when E-Town was doing some good things, it was good for us. So
two guys I want to talk about. I mean, Connor has 24 points. We can talk about all the big buckets he made tonight. Chase hits a couple of huge threes off the bench, and Kai's defense tonight was tremendous.
Yeah, we saw yesterday in practice, Chase was really good. We kind of saw that coming, I think, a little bit. But Kai's somebody who he has a job to do every night. So and every night he needs to come ready to do his job, and whether it's defensively, scoring, or whatever it is, being a leader, he brings it every night. So I'm proud of what our guys are doing as a team and individually.
And you guys, I mean, let's be honest. You're not the biggest team out there, but when one of your stoppers can play like that defensively, that's going to go a long way to determining how far you guys can stay alive.
Yeah, we're not the biggest team, but I think we got a little bit of muscle. We got a lot of football guys, a lot of guys who dedicate themselves in the weight room in the offseason. So if we didn't do that and those guys didn't put in that effort, our size would affect us a little more than it does. So just coming ready, being physical, and guys playing 2 inches bigger than they actually are is credit to our guys.
Coach,
so
congratulations.
Thanks for covering us.
Absolutely. Chris Christensen victorious here tonight. His Warwick Warriors win it tonight 70-66 over E-Town. A furious rally by E-Town late in the game. Just not enough. They couldn't come up with one more stop and get a key bucket. That's going to do it for us here tonight. Big thanks to everybody working here. Bruce Badgley behind the scenes. Everybody here with LLHoops.com and our production crew. We'll be back on the air on Friday night as Lancaster Catholic takes on Octorara. And that's a Lancaster Catholic team that going into play tonight has won 14 straight, and they look to wrap up that section title coming up on Friday night. And then a week from Friday night, you'll be back with me on the 31st as we close things out with Cedar Crest and McCaskey. So a lot of basketball, a lot of things to be left to decide here the next 2 weeks. And then it's the LL tournament. But what a game here tonight. What a rally by E-Town, and what a way for Warwick to hold off. Coach just mentioned we haven't had a game like that in the whole month, and it was good to test our mettle here a little bit tonight.
Well, we were thinking at the beginning we were going to get that kind of game, and then in the middle part we're saying, wow, Warwick's really playing well, and all of a sudden, boom, E-Town came back and made it a great game.
Yep, these two teams will certainly be in the thick of things for District 3 playoffs, so they figured to make some noise come February and March. So that'll do it for us here tonight. Final score for the final time. Warwick wins it tonight. They go to 13-4 overall. They win it tonight over E-Town 70-66. We will talk to you on Friday night from Lancaster Catholic High School as we bring in Lancaster Catholic and Octorara. Have a great rest of your night. Take care, and bye-bye.